probably heard us this week talking about 25 years of Tomb Raider. And if you maybe think, oh, how big a deal is a video game, really, Ian? Wait until you meet Ash in a minute. I'm looking forward to talking to Ash. It is, as we've told you this week, 25 years since the Tomb Raider game was launched. And, of course, Core Design on Ashbourne Road in Derby were the ones who created it. So, you know, we very much own Lara Croft. We've even got Lara Croft Way, haven't we? Tomb Raider blogger Ash Kaprieliov, I've said that wrong, haven't I? Kaprieliov, sorry, Ash, moved to the UK 10 years ago because of his love of Lara, basically, and of the game, of Tomb Raider and the Tomb Raider games. And I'm pleased to say Ash is here. Good morning, Ash. Oh, he was there a moment ago, I suspect. Oh, there you are. You hear me okay?
There you go. Hi, good
All
morning.
good.
I don't know what happened there.
We're not talking face-to-face. Such is the world these days. That's just how it goes. Lovely to talk to you. When I said you moved to the UK 10 years ago, I mean, tell me a little bit about how you grew up. It was not an easy childhood, right?
No, it wasn't at all. No. Basically, I grew up in as you know, as a LGBT person, I grew up in a country where it's actually you can get imprisoned for sodomy. So, growing up as a teenager in that kind of environment was not great.
Wow.
So I turned to video games as a means of escapism, and Tomb Raider was one of those games.
So when you first, if you like, met Lara Croft, first played that first, whichever first game you played first, you were a pretty lonely, pretty isolated young man.
Yeah. I was 12 actually when I first played. No, was that 12? Yeah, I was 12 when I first played it. When I got my first Windows PC in the year 2000, and I started with Tomb Raider Chronicles, which is not the fan favorite by any margin, but it is for me because it's my first one. And it took me like so many weeks to actually beat it that, you know, I completely forgot of any troubles I had and anything like that. It was basically like my new way to escape reality in a sense and just to keep myself sane. So yeah, and later on I played all the previous games as well because obviously Chronicles was the fifth game. So yeah.
Did you realize at the time how important those games were to you, or is it with hindsight now that you look back and realize the emotional support they gave you?
I think I only realized it when I actually moved to UK, and I realized that, you know, actually I learned English because I wanted to know what she's saying in the cutscenes, and I was looking up on all these words and vocabulary and stuff. Obviously, I had some English education in high school, but it wasn't nowhere as good as, you know, as you can get. But when I moved here, I realized that, you know, actually back in 2000, I want to say five, I had a very rough period of my life where I literally thought that, you know, I was thinking of ending my own life. And a friend of mine who I met because of Tomb Raider talked me out of it. So she stayed online with me till 6 o'clock in the morning, basically talking me out of it. So I think I wouldn't be actually here if it wasn't for Lara in that sense, because I wouldn't be able to meet that friend who would, you know, talk me out of it. She lived in Gibraltar. She lives in Gibraltar, you know, and I was in this
and she
Central Asian
used
country.
she used the online name, the original Tomb Raider. It was a Tomb Raider forum where you met, right?
No, it was her own forum actually.
Okay.
She spammed me to join, but yeah, it was the original Tomb Raider. Yeah.
What is it about those games, about that character, that has just become such an important franchise to so many people, do you think? Oh, and I hear your story, but not everyone's the same.
I heard many stories like that. There was, I heard a couple of trans women who realized that they were women after they played the game. Because I think what's about the character is more of that, you know, that she's this strong woman who is not like scared of anything. She just goes to all these places, explores all these areas, and for her own kind of satisfaction, because there was no really she's not doing well. She was obviously doing it to stop the end of the world at some point, but most of the time it would be just, you know, to collect stuff for her own satisfaction. She would travel to all these exotic places, and I think what's most important is for people who like struggle with mental health is the fact that the levels are so challenging, so long, that they take so long to complete that you completely switch off from reality.
And you
And I
focus,
think
and
that's
you
why,
solve
yeah, you
things.
focus. You need to like calculate every single jump. In the classics one, particularly the ones that were made by Core Design, the new ones, they pretty much do it for you. The games you just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the story.
So, which is
But
the best
here,
game? Which
yeah,
is the best Tomb Raider game for your bunny?
I'm gonna be controversial here and I'm gonna say it's Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness.
Is that why is that controversial?
Because that's the it had bad reviews when it was released,
Okay.
but it has a cult following with the fans, so
Yeah.
that's my favorite one.
Because you have a website all about Tomb Raider now, right?
Yeah, tombofash.com.
And what's on there? You blog, you interview people.
Yeah, so I basically focus on the original Tomb Raider made by Core Design, the British Tomb Raider games. And what I do is I find all the unreleased assets. I interview developers. We play the games with developers on my Twitch as well. Basically anything we even published the unreleased Tomb Raider game by Core Design that they were working on just before they were shot, called Tomb Raider: The 10th Anniversary Edition. I managed to obtain a copy anonymously from like someone. I think it was one of the members of staff who sent it to me anonymously, and they published it, and we're now making it playable for fans, and it's spectacular. So yeah, we try to publish basically everything that's to preserve the history effectively. We are kind of like digital Tomb Raiders ourselves. We find all these artifacts and we display them in our museum, which is my blog.
Yeah, an online archive, an online museum,
Yeah.
and I assume you now have met all the original creators, the people from Core back in Derby in the day. Did you get to tell them what the game meant to you?
Oh yeah, we met many times actually. We done event with them in 2016 at Play Expo here in Manchester. Like this was their first time meeting the fans. Neil Boyd was there, who sadly passed away last year. He was one of the level designers. It was his first time, and unfortunately last time he met the fans as well. Yeah, I'm friends with many of them. I'm friends with all the classic voiceovers as well. I'm sure Shelley Blonde, the original voiceover of Lara, is listening to this. So hi, Shelley. Um, yeah, it's so surreal for me now that I know all these people who back then I would not imagine that I would actually go to UK or anything, and now I'm friends with them.
But back in the day, they touched your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I told them about that, and they were like, that's surreal. For us it was just just a job. We just do it and we go. We did not expect it to be anything other than this. So
Do you remember the first time you visited Derby?
oh my god, yes, I do.
Tell me about that.
So it was 2009. I actually came to UK as a tourist back then, and the first time I went there, it felt so surreal that I actually felt a bit fainty at the time. It was so weird because you get these flashbacks to the title screen, which is the copyright. Tomb Raider is the copyright of Core Design, 55 Ashburn Road. You get these flashbacks like saying like, will I ever actually visit the place, and all that stuff. So um, so for me, I got that flashback and it made me a bit, over the moon. At the time, there was no Lara Croft Way. There was Rebellion Derby, which used to be Core Design. It's near the Roundhouse in Pride Park. And we went there and we took a photo of the sign at Rebellion Derby. It was surreal, really. I can't even. Yeah, I think I have pictures from that day somewhere. But it was really amazing.
I had a little. We're going off tangent now, but I looked at your website. You're interested in the Resident Evil franchise as well? Is that right?
Oh yes, that was actually one of my first PlayStation games. I played it way before Tomb Raider.
It's only because I want to show off that I met Nicole Tompkins, who plays Jill in Resident Evil 3 the other day at Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's nice. Look, it's such a joy to meet you. It's lovely to talk to you. It's Tomb of Ash, if people want to look up the website, yeah?
Yeah.
And thank you ever so much for coming on the programme today. It's really good to meet you. I think it's a whole new perspective on how important these creations are. Thank you, Ash.
Thank you for inviting me, and also thank you for talking about Lara on the radio. I don't think anyone else does this.
Oh, any opportunity, we shout about anything Derby's given the world. It's lovely to meet you, Ash. Take care.
See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye. Ash Kaprielov, Tomb of Ash is his website, all about mainly Tomb Raider games and Lara Croft. It is 10:24 now.